What in the world was I thinking? There were three pivotal points that got me to RVing, to leave it all behind, just to walk away from it all. I remember 6 or 7 years ago going up into the attic of the house, and it was getting right before the holidays, and I thought maybe I'll go up and look around, maybe think about getting Christmas stuff down. I remember going up to the top, sitting on the top, and just sitting down on the top step and looking like it wasn't even my attic. Like it was I remember what it looked like when we first moved in that house. This is when my boys were still at home. And I remember this nice big spacious attic. It was like a before and after shot. And I remember looking at it and seeing down the one aisleway. It was something pretty organized, and to the left and to the right, boxes, bins, various containers stacked or lined, 2, 3, 4 deep, and a lot of cases, 3 or 4 high on both sides of the aisle. And I remember looking down the other way, down at the other end, more of the same. And it was like, whose stuff is all? What could possibly be the contents of all these containers? At the time, my dad and stepmother were downsizing and going to move to a smaller house. And my dad was in his late 70s, and they were in that house for 40 years. And it was a fair-sized house, and it's full of stuff. And my dad's garage, he's calling me, do you want this? Do you want that? And I'm thinking, no, I already have that, and I have some of those, and I already have more than I need. I'm already becoming a pack rat and having all just stuff I'll never use. And I realized then that I didn't want to that I already needed to thin stuff out. That I didn't want to wait till I was, my dad's age to be taking on that task. Just going through stuff and donating, selling, giving, burning, whatever. I wanted to minimize the things I really needed. And back to the attic. My boys were still at home. And I thought, but they were getting of age to where they were going to start being out on their own before long. And I thought, when my boys move, it's going to be all this stuff. Don't leave me here all by myself, me just being the dog, Baxter at the time, with all this stuff to deal with. So I decided to clean the attic out. And I had the boys, I handed stuff down to them. We had a very large living room and dining area. And we took everything out of the attic and just filled that living room and dining room area. And it took me, I'll bet within a week, most of it, 2 weeks, to sell. Some of it I put on Craigslist. Some of it I just gave away. There was a big bonfire, let me tell you that. A lot of it went there. But that was a moment that I knew I had too much stuff. And something happened there that, I guess it must have been the beginning, that realization and dealing with that. The second pivotal moment was actually when my boys did move out of the house. Then what remained, a 4-bedroom house on a half-acre lot. It's just me and the dog. You know, what do I need all this for? And I still have all this other stuff. And I just didn't know what to do. And the boys had left. That's it. They're out on their own. They don't need me anymore. I kind of lost my sense of purpose at the same time. I'm thinking, well, now what do I do? You know, it's nice when somebody relies on you, and you're just doing my thing, just being dad, you know. Well, now they're out and just me and the dog. Now what? So I think that's when I decided I was going to get a travel trailer. And I kind of missed my mark. I knew I wanted to be out and about. You know, I couldn't take Baxter with me on the motorcycle, so motorcycle trips were fun. I could do day trips, but I wanted to get out longer than that. I wanted to get out for a week or, you know, several weeks. I need to be able to take him with me. If you're a new subscriber, don't know who Baxter is, if you're confused, go back and watch some earlier videos. You can see who he was. You know, the first year, we got a lot of use out of it. Bouncing around different campgrounds in different areas and enjoying that. The second year, not so much. Something was missing. Something wasn't right with my plan, and I started using it less. I couldn't put my finger on it. The third year, I hardly used it. I was back at the house and trying to figure out how to keep myself busy. I started a hobby. I'm restoring some old small garden tractors and stuff, and I enjoyed that for that year. And then the fourth year I owned that travel trailer, I started using it again, and I remember taking it up to Maine. I wanted Maine lobster, so we went to Maine, and that's when the third pivotal moment happened. I was sitting there in the travel trailer. This travel trailer is probably as big as my first apartment. And it occurred to me how simple things were. How I had everything I needed. It was just like my first apartment. I didn't have a lot, but I had everything I needed. And as simple as that RV, the travel trailer, was with the basics, but everything I needed, that was good enough. I was not looking forward to going back to the house where, you know, it needed vacuumed and swept. I mean, 4-bedroom house, okay? You know, the porches need swept off, the lawn needs mowed, you know, all the things that keeping a house. I kind of dreaded going back to the house. I wanted that simple life back, like when I had my first apartment. And I just, so that's when things started to change. When I did get back, I knew a decision had happened in my head. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I was going to get busy starting to, you know, clean out closets. And, you know, I didn't know what the answer was. Maybe I just needed to get a small apartment, or a mobile home, or I don't know, but I know I didn't want all that place that required all that work and all that expense for something that I really don't want to go back to anyway. So something clicked that it was time to do something. You know, I knew I'll figure it out as I go. I'm going to start by cleaning out closets and so on. In the kitchen. Had a big kitchen. Can't tell you how much, you know, had a setting for 12 probably. Okay. Kitchen gadgets and gizmos, and I do miss my meat slicer. But anyway. So here I end up RVing. I don't know, this might have to be a 2-part or a 3-part how I got to this. I mean, the next part of that was that process of what do you do with your stuff in your house? Who do you give it to? Do you sell it? that was a process. I don't even know if I'm ready to talk about that part of the process. I might talk about that maybe in a part 2 video. I don't know if there's anything more to add to this one or not. I just know that's the kind of the pivotal points that said I just don't need all this stuff, and I don't need this place out in the country where I just have to tend to. It takes maintenance, it takes time and money, and it's kind of like it felt like a ball and chain to where here's this place that I have to maintain, and I have to pay for that doing that, and I had no real need for it. So maybe I'll wrap this video up. Maybe I'll talk more about what followed in another video. So thanks for hanging out. If you're a new subscriber, welcome to my channel. We'll get Bella the next time. As usual, like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out our Patreon page if you want to look into helping the channel out. Even on a minimal $1 a month level, it all helps. Every dollar helps push the Tioga about 3 miles down the road. So anyway, that's it. Till next time, I'll see you.